Hari Om all Atma Jyotis. Welcome to our Gita Gnana Yagna session. Let's begin the session with Guru Vandan. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanamoolam Gurormurtihi Poojaamoolam Gurorpadam Mantramoolam Gurorvakyam Mokshamoolam Guru Kripa. Slowly open your eyes. Hari Om everyone. So we were doing the fourth chapter, which is Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga earlier in the last class. So let's continue our contemplation of Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So how it all started. So what is sannyasa? We saw sannyasa means samyak nasa, which is right kind of deposit. So whatever you deposit, you get that back. So if you put your deposits into a right kind of deposits, we all know how things work in the financial world, right? If we invest in the right things, we get right things back. So sannyasa. So yeah. So Gnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. If Karma Yoga should be done, how Karma Yoga should be done? Not passively, not unconsciously. Karma Yoga means it should be done consciously, whatever work we do. If it's done consciously, and if the Karma Yoga is done with Gnana, then it becomes, that is what is, gives a person Mukti, leads one to Mukti. So the person's journey we discussed last week. It starts from Dharmi. Sorry, one second. Let me see if I have the PPT to. Oh no, I don't have. Sorry. Okay, so the person's journey starts with being a Dharmi, and Karmi. Karmi is someone who is very selfish and who also does actions in the world. The Karmi also goes through all the actions in the world, but he'll be doing all selfishly. There's no, he doesn't care for others. He only thinks about himself, his family, all his whinings. So from Karmi, the person moves on to become Dharmi. So in the first chapter, Arjuna was uh, he was more selfish. He didn't know what to do. He was more concerned about his family. That kind of. He didn't see the larger, bigger good for the society as in general. So and then from there he becomes Dharmi. So from the Adi Bhautika perspective, we are talking about Arjuna and Krishna who were present 5,000 years ago, where Arjuna is moving from Karmi, Dharmi, Karma Yogi, and Gnani. But in the Adhyatmika perspective, we should see it as how it is affecting me, how I should put myself in the place of Arjuna. Okay, I am receiving the knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. So I will put myself in the place of Arjuna. I am learning. Okay, so like we all are learning, we all are Arjunas. We all can put our place in the case of as Arjuna. Okay, so Arjuna now was a selfish person. After we finished learning chapter 1, we learned Sankhya Yoga. With the Sankhya Yoga, I learned how I am how there is no death and all that. The person moves on to become Dharmi. Now the person starts doing more Seva. But while doing Seva, the user I am doing is still present. So all through the Sankhya Yoga, we learned how I am not the enjoyer. I'm not even able to lift my hand. I'm not even able to make a coffee. I'm not even able to make anything. Bhagwan is acting through me. If Bhagwan is acting through me, who is all the results for? Who is all the uh, phala, who is enjoying the fruits? So I am not the enjoyer, God is enjoying. So if God is the bhokta, so I am not the bhokta, naham bhokta. So first learning that happens is naham bhokta, when I am not the enjoyer. And from there on, after the person becomes dharmi, God showers, because of God's grace, due to God's grace, the person moves on to become a karma yogi. Person gets gnana, person is introduced to a guru or a sadguru, the person gets gnana. With the help of gnana, the person becomes karma yogi. Karma yoga means moment to moment action consciously, and whatever the action, the result, everything is done as an offering to Bhagwan. It's not for any selfish reasons. So earlier it was a selfish person. Slowly the person moved on to become dharmi, where he does activities, but there is doership involved. And from dharmi he moves on to become, he or she moves on to become karmi. Karma yoga, karma yogi. So in after karma yogi, the person moves on to become gnani. So in the gnana karma sannyasa yoga, we see all this. So every time you do something, ask yourself, who is this for? Who is this coffee that I made for, tea that I made for, cooking that I made for, or the sewing that I made for, or the work that gardening that I did, or the office work which I did? Who is doing it? Can I even do one thing? No, I'm not able to. God is doing through me. So I offer all the thing to God. Everything that I'm doing is offered to God. Somebody says, I am a housewife, what I can offer to God? I'm not going outside working. No, you are working at home. You are working at home full time. Okay. So if you are doing any household chore or any cooking maybe, or anything that could be within the house, then you are doing it as a service for your people at your place, in your home, to your husband, to your children, or to your parents, or to your anyone whom you are living with. Okay. So that whatever work that you're doing, do it as an offering to God. You are serving the Bhagwan within the people whom you are living with. If you are doing with that attitude, with shift in that attitude, that itself becomes karma yoga. So there is a person who was doing only sewing. There was a lady who was only sewing clothes. Okay, sewing the crochet. She was only doing that, and for she was doing it for many years. That itself is meditation. Okay, she was involved in that, and she was knitting everything, and you know doing it as a service. She was complete focus, completely involved in what she was doing. That itself gave her gnana. Okay, that itself becomes a karma yoga. That itself is meditation. And while meditation, what happens, like we discussed in the earlier sessions, the thoughts, the mind that is wandering all around the place, all around the world, not only in place all around the world, it moves back and forth in time as well. It goes 10 years back, this happened to me, good thing, bad thing, everything. And what will happen to me in future, the fear of future, okay, the anxiety about the future. So mind goes back and forth in time and also wanders all around the place. But when the person is knitting or or doing all that, the person is fully focused and the mind is not wandering. When the mind is not wandering, it goes into a state called thoughtless state. In that thoughtless state, there is no mind. Okay, there's no mind at all. There's no thoughts. When there is no thoughts, there is no mind. Okay, mind is only a uh, uh, all unwanted bundle of thoughts. It's all a junk. Okay, basically it only has junk. Okay, whatever is needed we should do, only that much thought is necessary. Everything else is junk. Okay, so in that thoughtless state, when I said when the person is knitting, the person is fully focused and the mind is not wandering anywhere else. but is only focused on the knitting and the thread and the needle and the goal of the job, then the mind goes into a thoughtless state. And that thoughtless state is Bhagwan, where it is calm, peace. There is nothing else in that thoughtless state. Everybody can do it. Everybody is eligible. Doesn't matter how old are you, how young are you, or what any physical ailments you could be having, or anything that no, it's everybody is eligible to attain this thoughtless state with whatever work you could be doing. It could be the simplest of the simplest work. It need not be very great sadhana or going to some hilltop and doing and sitting and doing sadhana, nothing like that. Okay. Everybody is eligible to do this. Everybody is eligible for this. It's like simply telling, say, I'm wearing this. If say, assume there is a necklace beneath this, and simply say, oh, I'm searching for the necklace all through my. I went to a party. I wore necklace. Where is the necklace? Where is the necklace? I went on searching. The somebody says, hey, I can see something just beneath this dupatta. It's just Bhagwan is just in you. It's just covered with a veil. Okay, covered with a veil. What is that veil? That veil is the veil of ignorance. And that veil of ignorance can be um, scraped out, we can say. Okay. And this, because it has all unwanted thoughts. It's only the thoughts that has built up and bringing up the veil of ignorance. How can we reach that thoughtless state? We should do Karma Yoga. So when the Karma Yogi, first the person dropped the enjoyership, Naham Bhokta. Next, the Naham Karta. Even the Karma Yogi is not doing, I am doing, I am doing. When you are knitting, you will not think like, I am knitting, I am knitting. No, you will not, there will be no I only. When you are fully focused in a drawing or any job, you will not be doing it with the factor that I am doing, that I will be disappeared. So in Karma Yogi, the I would have disappeared. So Naham Karta, Naham Bhokta. Now neither I am the doer, neither I am the enjoyer. Okay. So next. So Karma Yoga comes with Gnana only. Somebody who says, I will do Karma Yoga for 10 years. After that, I will become a Karma Yogi. I will attain Mukti. No, then the person has not understood Karma Yoga properly. Karma Yoga is moment to moment, now, again now, again now, now and here, now and here, now and here. Is Mukti tomorrow? No, it's not possible. Is Mukti next after 10 minutes? No, it's not. It's now and here. Okay. So that is the thing. So generally speaking, what people do is, do you all have mobile phones? Anybody will have to say Ramaji, Nitaji, Ram,
Yes.
you have mobile phone. So for to even to buy that mobile phone, did you do search, Nitaji? Did you search around?
Yes. Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
and all did you search?
Uh, Sorry.
Where and all did you search?
Only on in Google. Yeah.
You did Google. You did
Yes.
you research. You looked into the reviews, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You asked a few friends if they have brought the latest model. Is it working well? Does it have any bugs? All that you would have researched.
Correct.
Huh?
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
for after all a mobile phone, forget about mobile phone. For one T-shirt or one clothes, one set of clothes, we go all around the shops. We search and search and search. We go for the best brand. We go for a very good quality. We see how whether it will last long or not. That kind of things we do. But what people do with to receive Atmagnana, Bhagwan's knowledge about Bhagwan, just any YouTube channel will do. How does it matter? Right? People, how people do? They just have one YouTube channel. Just give Bhagavad Gita. Somebody is giving Bhagavad Gita. Let me take. Now they are not worried about quality, how how clean the teaching is, or how pure the uh, you know uh, all this, it doesn't matter. Just nowadays, even AI will do the Sanskrit text, no, it's a translation. You feed a few lines of Bhagavad Gita, and it will give the translated version of the this thing. So it's not like that. What Sri Krishna Paramatma says in Bhagavad Gita is, Arjuna, this knowledge is coming from very, very, very many years. It's coming from billions of years. Okay, it's a parampara. It's a Guru parampara. Okay, we say no, Narayana Samarambhat, Shankaracharya Madhyamat, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Parampara. It's not like somebody came and learned Bhagavad Gita and telling us like it's Guru Parampara. It's coming from Guru to Shishya, Guru to Shishya, Guru to Shishya. If we are not able to see at least 3 generations of Gurus, then it's not a very stable teaching. Okay, we should be able to see 3 generations of gurus. Then it is called, yes, it is a somewhat stable. Now this is some kind of established way of teaching. It is coming from a proper Guru Parampara. So Sri Krishna Paramatma says, and the person who teaches Bhagavad Gita should be Brahmanishta. Brahmanishta is someone who is established himself or herself in Brahman. Now the person cannot just some person cannot just talk hours together about Bhagavad Gita, and the behind the scenes the person himself or herself is corrupt. That should not be the case. Then there's no value for that teaching. It should come from a person who is Brahmanishta, who is always um, uh, uh, involve the thoughts in Brahman. Okay, that person, if that person himself or herself is attracted to the world, if that person himself or herself is goes around, you know, with all the worldly attractions, gets into the world for all the materialistic things, then the teaching will be such a teaching would have been diluted. It is not it doesn't work that way. And the person should be stotriya. There are many gnanis, there are many yogis and gnanis who are brahmanishta, who is able to be absorbed in thoughts of Brahman. But some gnanis, they are not able to express it to the world. They are so very engrossed and absorbed in Brahman. They are able to do many other activities, but they cannot teach. They don't have the ability to teach others. They don't have the ability to connect with others in the express the teaching. So even such a person will not be able to teach Bhagavad Gita. So the two qualifications for the person to teach is, Sri Krishna says, one, the person should be Brahmanishta, should be absorbed in Brahman. The other is Stotriya, should be able to convey the message properly to the listeners. And this follows a parampara, Krishna says. How this, and it's called Sampradaya, okay? And why Krishna is telling this is, now Arjuna gets doubt. Oh, Krishna is telling all gnana, there is no death. Suddenly, Arjuna was in such a big depression. Now, in the whole of Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga, Krishna is just talking about there is no death, Arjuna. Drona will not die, Bhishma will not die, you are not killing anyone, even you will not die, I will not die. We are all Atma. All that Krishna is telling. Then now suddenly Arjuna, oh, what is Krishna talking? What is all this? Um, there should be a base. So Krishna, to ensure, to make it emphasize Arjuna's hold on to whatever Krishna is teaching. So Krishna tells that this is no, I am not saying it just because you are asking Arjuna. Say, for example, your friend is upset. Anybody can say, so, okay, anyways. So say somebody, so one person is upset, and you go and console the friend. Oh, don't be upset, don't be sad, don't worry, you will be fine, and all that. Okay, that is simply consoling the person for a temporary thing. Krishna is not doing anything like that. Now Arjuna and Krishna are very good friends, thick friends. Okay, so Arjuna, now Krishna wants to emphasized the fact to Arjuna that I am not consoling you here anything. I'm not doing some pep talk. People do no pep talk in the corporate world. They sell their product, they give all the complete information or something. Krishna is not doing any of these. This is the truth. This is the Atma Gnana. So he want to give a foundational basis for whatever he is teaching Arjuna. See, he wants Arjuna to believe in Krishna's words. That is why Krishna tells that this is coming from a parampara. What kind of parampara it is? So Krishna says, I taught this knowledge to Vivasvan. Vivasvan is what? So, like we said, there are three categories: Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika. So, in according to Adi Bhautika, what we say is Vivasvan means sun. Okay, sun is called Vivasvan. Krishna taught sun. Sun is a physical object, so we should not take it in that perspective. So, Adhyatmika perspective, Vivasvan was a person, was a rishi who had the consciousness as big as sun, the sun consciousness, whose consciousness was massive. Okay. So, Sri Krishna Paramatma taught Vivasvan. I taught Vivasvan. So, Vivasvan taught Manu. Manu, now, what is Manu here? Uh, again, Manu. Manu was a rishi again. He, the Vivasvan, he taught Manu. From Manu, it went to Ikshvaku. What is Ikshvaku? Who is Ikshvaku? Again, how do we see it in the Adhyatmika perspective? So, Vivasvan is the sun, which is the Atma Jyoti within you Arjuna. So, which is the light of your own self. Okay. This Atma Jyoti is within each one of you, within Meenakshi ji, Lokesh ji, Radha ji, Rama ji, Nita ji, even within me, this Atma Jyoti is present within you and me. And this is the radiating light. Okay. This is being taught to the Atma Jyoti. And Bhagwan's energy, the Parabrahman's consciousness is going to the Atma Jyoti and it goes through Manu. Manu is the Manas. Okay. Manas. So the mind, when this Atma Jyoti, this Bhagwan's energy flows through Manas, and with that, it creates something called Chidabhasa. We'll discuss about Chidabhasa in the later chapters slowly. First, we are creating a foundation to understand the Atma Gnana, and then slowly we will learn what is Chidabhasa. It is more heavy concept. We will learn it later. So it basically creates the reflection. With the help of Chidabhasa, you are able to see the world. Okay. So, and from the Manas, the control goes to the control center, which is the Agna Chakra, which is the Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku is the eyes. Okay, here is the third eye of which is powered, which is the control center, which is powered through Manas, and it is the Ikshvaku. And that is where the Agna Chakra, the control center is. With the help of that intuitive knowledge, we will be able to see the world. But what happens? Due to many lifetimes, it is all corrupted. And a very big veil of ignorance is formed here in front of our eyes. That's why the third eye is closed. For many people, most of the population, it is not open. Okay. Only Gnanis have it open. So, so this was sent to Ikshvaku. The power was given to Ikshvaku, and from there it went to many Raja Rishis. So this is the Adhyatmika part of it. What is Krishna trying to tell here is, so I taught Manu, I taught Vivasvan, Vivasvan taught Manu, Manu Raja, and from there it went to Ikshvaku, was also another Rishi, and from Ikshvaku Rishi, there was a Rishi called Ikshvaku, and from there it went to many Raja Rishis. No, why is this going to Raja Rishis? Why is not going to somewhere else? We will talk about that little later. So, what Krishna wants to emphasize here is he wants to tell Arjuna that this is an authenticate teaching that I'm giving you. I'm not just saying it from, it's not, I'm not building, I'm not making up things just to console Arjuna. I'm not doing that. This has been there from many generations, but it got lost. Because it got lost, I had to revoke again. I had to start again, and I am teaching you now. So you will have. This is what it is. This is what is the truth, Arjuna. Now Arjuna suddenly gets doubt. What? You taught son? So, Krishna, I am seeing you from 60, 70 years. They were about 70, 70, 75 or 80 years around the time when the Kurukshetra war was happening. So Arjuna and Krishna, they didn't have too much of age difference. So they would have been some 75, 80 around this, their ages would have been. And now Arjuna is like, if you taught the sun god, then sun is present billions of years ago. Where were you then? I see you were born just some 70, 80 years ago. How can you go back and teach? So Arjuna gets a doubt. So then Krishna goes on to explain the rest of the part. We'll talk about it later. So I'll come to the part where we told this was given to Raja Rishis. Why Raja Rishis? So one second. So my call might we started, I don't know when. It will come up with a 10-minute this thing, right? Okay, anyways. If at all this gets logged out, please join into the same link again. After some 5 minutes gap, you can join. Thank you. Yeah. So this was taught to Raja Rishis. Why? Because, see, if the Atmagnana, highest of the highest knowledge, is given to some layman, what will he do? Say somebody who is a layman. It's not nothing wrong. Everybody is eligible. If it is given to a person who is holding position, who is able to take care of the entire kingdom, then then that Atmagnana will be spread throughout the kingdom, right? Whereas if it is given to some normal person, the normal person maybe he will teach his family or a little bit a few more people who is around him, but he'll not be able to spread it to a larger community. That is why, so 10 minutes from now looks like. Okay, yeah. So when it is nearer the time, I will inform. So now, what were we talking? Yeah. So the all the if you have observed in Ramayana or Mahabharata or any ancient text, the king's balya, all the education will be explained in detail. What Rama learned, where did he learn, which ashrama did he learn, what Pandavas did, what these people, where Krishna learned, who was their guru. All this will be told in elaborated manner, because king's education was considered the most important in those days, because king is going to rule the world next. If he has to rule the world, he should have Atmagnana. He should know who he is first. He should know how to work selflessly. He should know how to give it to the people, how to do karma yoga, how to do bhakti yoga. If king knows everything, then that will be spread to the people in the world, in the kingdom. So that is why it was passed to Raja Rishis. So in our perspective, how do we say now the Ikshvaku, the Manas has given power to the Ikshvaku, which is the control center in the Agna Chakra. From here, it goes to the sense organs, the eyes, ears, nose, touch, and taste. Okay. So with that, it goes out. Now, what happens? Our sense organs are always attracted towards the world. I like this. I like this. I want this. I want to eat this. I want to go this. I want to enjoy this. Our sense organs always go outside, and the energy is dissipated. It always keep going outside, outwardly, outwardly. It never turns inwards. And because of that, and also due to the many lifetimes, the veil of ignorance that has developed in front of us, we are not able to connect to the Bhagwan, which is the Atma Jyoti. That is what you are. Okay. So Krishna backs up his teaching to Arjuna, because Arjuna is doubtful now. Where is he telling all these big, big words? Suddenly, in between the in the middle of the battlefield, he's telling all this. I should go and fight. All so Arjuna is in a very confused state now. So now Krishna backs up with that. His teaching is not just like that. I am. It is a. It is coming from a Guru Parampara. And huh. So after this, it is a big topic. It goes on. Okay, right. So now, now Sri Krishna says, wow, how does an avatar happen? Why, why avatars happen? Why person is born? Anyone. Okay, how anyone is born? How avatars happen? Both are explained. So there are two types of beings. One is why avatars happen is uh, Bhagwan himself being born as a normal, who looks like a normal human being, but Bhagwan himself, Bhagwan's consciousness is himself is born, is called as avatar. That is born to uh, clean the society, to remove the society from all the corruption. Okay, that is why Bhagwan is born. When if a Bhagwan himself is born, then such birth is called avatar. Now there are three types, not two types, three types. One is avatar, the other one is Gnani or Siddha Purusha, the other one is normal human beings. Okay. Now Krishna says, now the normal human beings are born because of the karmic body, because of the karma which has happened since many lifetimes, billions of lifetimes. It's not a few, it's billions of lifetimes. Because of this, the karmic content, because of that karmic body, a karmic body is projected, and it is projected with the vasanas or the tendencies the person has been carrying, and that is called jivatma. That such a person will be born due to the karma, and that is called karmic body, and that is born due to pressure, due to some strong vasana. Say, okay, that's one thing. The other one is Bhagwan. How Bhagwan's body comes up? Krishna is also, physically to for an for our eyes to see. Say, if we were born then, a normal human being over there will be able to see Krishna also as a normal human being. Okay, we should not get don't be under the impression that which you saw, you might have seen in some books or TV serial or wherever, that Krishna will have Sahasraksha, Sahasra, thousand eyes, thousand. Don't imagine all that. Krishna was not looking like that. He was looking normal, like a normal human, not Chaturbuja, many hands, lotus-like legs. Don't imagine. Krishna was looking like a normal human being only. Just like how Arjuna used to look like, Krishna was like that only. He was having the same human body that was only projected. But but Bhagwan has thousand eyes. Yes, of course. That was someone who has that vision will be able to see that. Someone who is uh, having that vision, say Arjuna, even now, during while he was explaining this Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, while this discussion is happening, when Arjuna is getting doubt that how can you teach son Krishna? You are just a normal human being like me. He says like this. Okay, it is in the Bhagavad Gita. You are just like me. You were just born some 70 years ago like me. You were born to Devaki and Devaki and Vasudeva. You are Devaki Putra. How can you go and teach son? So Arjuna gets this doubt. because Arjuna is still seeing Krishna just like a human being. Okay, Krishna is not having Shankha, Chakra, and all that is not there. It is all depicted in, that is a nicer quality of a painter or an artist to depict Bhagwan in a nicer form. Okay, artist is able to see beyond that. So, but for a physical eyes, this is all is seen. Okay, even Krishna is wearing maybe a kireta like Arjuna and wearing all the war armory and that kind of stuff. So Arjuna is confused now. So Krishna is also having, and that is called dharmic body. How Bhagwan is able to, how did dharmic body happen for a normal human being? The body is born because of the karma. But for Bhagwan, the body is projected because of all the dharmic activities done by many rishis. Okay, so many, like, say if there is a calamity, some natural calamity, or some some artificial calamity only. Many people have become bad, many tamasika people have crowded in the earth, they all start killing, lots of war is happening and all that. Then all the rishis go and do yajna tapas and all that. Okay, uh, because of lots of yajna done by many rishis, and tapas done by many rishis, all the good people, when I say rishis, all the people with satvika mindset, okay, and also gnanis and siddha purushas, all these come together. Okay, all these collectively they come together and they pull the Bhagwan into the earth, and the Bhagwan will be born. Okay, this is how it is born. So the person, what we were talking is the person to be born. So one is the Vyashti karma, the another is the Samashti karma. Even the person to be born, say if a soldier has to be born, there should be war that is happening. The person, due to the vasana, will be born in a soldier's family, will be born in a Kshatriya family. Even for him or her to act, there should be a war that is created. That is the Samashti karma. So both should coincide. Only then that birth of the Jivatma will happen. Otherwise, until the Samashti karma makes it such that the war is created, the Jivatma will be waiting to be born. Jivatma will be waiting forever until the war happens. Well, there are criteria for war to be about to happen. Then the Jivatma will be born and the war will happen and the person will go and act as a soldier. Like that. So Sri Krishna says, for Arjuna, for you to be born, you are born because of karma. Both of us are born. For you, it is the karmic account which you had. Not only your karmic account, which is the Vyashti karma, individual Vyashti karma, it was also because of the Samashti karma. You had to participate in the Kurukshetra war. So you were born when the Kurukshetra is going to happen. You were born for this. Okay, that is one thing. How Avatar happened? Avatar happened because of so many people asked God to come. And how did they ask? They did lots and lots of sacrifices. When I say yagna, it is not only, it also includes the homa, havana, and all that. It is not only that kind of yagna. It could be any kind of yagna. Like today we are doing this Bhagavad Gita Gnana, we are all listening to Bhagavad Gita. This is Shrota Yagna. This is called Shrota Yagna. This is also a Yagna. This is also a Yagna initiated by a Maharishi. So we are all listening to Bhagavad Gita. This is called Shrota Yagna. There are many types of Yagna. We discussed about this in the Panchamaha Yagna in the previous chapter in Karma Yoga. So there are many different types of yagna. All the different types of yagna was done so that an avatar will take birth in the um, earth. Okay. So this is one thing which Krishna says. And also Krishna says, you were also born before many times, Arjuna. I was also born before many times. But only difference is I remember all the past lives of mine, but you cannot remember. I know what I did.
Right.
I know what I did, but you don't remember. That is the difference. So we also learnt about the third, the other category, which is the Siddha Purusha or the Gnani. Basically, they are all called Gnanis. How Gnanis are happen? How Gnanis happen? Gnanis are born like you and me, just like us, but because of their very, very too much of good karma in the past, someone who has, say, donated entire of his or her life to the world, who has sacrificed their life to the world for the creative creation of the universe, basically. Okay. Such a person is extremely purified inside, who is not attracted by the things of the world. Such a person, because of the grace of God, because of the grace of Bhagwan and his own punya karma, will get in touch with a Sadguru. That will happen. The universe will make it happen. When the gnana is given by the Sadguru, such a person uh, gets enlightened, we can say. Okay. Such a person is called Agnani. Okay. Hmm. So we'll go a little shloka by shloka after this. Maybe we can do some meditation if you are all okay with it. If not, we can continue with the shloka wise explanation. Uh, would you all be okay with the meditation? No? Let me know, please. Lokesh ji, Radha ji, Neeta ji, are you all okay? Or if not, we can do it next class, whichever is Tamaji.
Meditation.
Sorry?
Meditation, ma'am.
Meditation.
Okay, one question I have.
You can, yeah, please ask.
So, what was that?
Anything related to Avtara?
Yeah, earlier you were saying about Arjuna. Krishna said Arjuna, it is okay to kill. Nobody is getting, nobody is dying.
Dying, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, in that concept, if you see, so basically, yeah, I mean, in our previous conversations also, like our body is like, it's just a like a car or something. It's to
Yes.
perform a journey. That's we are seeing our body like that. So that which means like if we kill somebody, we are actually damaging the body only. So it's kind of it kind of says like Krishna is saying Arjuna like it's okay to damage that. So nobody is dying there. But again, it might be similar to going and crashing somebody else's vehicle also. So kind of and in relation to that, is it okay for a person to get angry and harm the other person? Okay, so like for example, somebody gets really angry and they hit the other person. So is it okay?
So, somebody who gets angry, is it okay to hit the person? It depends on what context the person is in, which place, in which time the person is in. If I go, people are standing in the borders, even in UK, people are in the borders, safeguarding the nation. I go and tell them there is some terrorism happening. There are some terrorists who are trying to attack the country. He's so angry. Now don't hit the person. I can't tell that. It depends on the role the person has taken. It depends on what the uh, role of the person is. If the person is, it depends. That's why I told the dharma for each one of us is different. Whatever is your dharma is going to be different from whatever my dharma is. And it is going to be different from what a soldier's dharma is. Soldier is there to fight, but is he going just because he has some rifles? He can't just go on shooting people. He will take the right action. So Krishna is telling to take the right action. He is not telling to go and kill. That is why he is not consoling Arjuna that, oh, you'll be fine, go and kill them. He's not telling that way. Instead, he's going super deep. Okay, he's going deep underneath to tell that they're all Atma. He didn't just justify telling they all humiliated your wife, they all disrobed her, they all took your kingdom, you go and kill them. He didn't finish. He could have finished the sentences in 3 or 4 lines. He could have told they disrobed your wife, they hurt you and your cheated you and your brothers in a game of dice, they all sent you to forest, go and kill them. He could have summarized it like that. He did not say like that. He is teaching Arjuna Atma Gnana. He is telling that they are all Atma. In the same way, you are Atma. You cannot kill them. That is not possible. Yes, like you said, the device, the body, the car is like how we say, yes, the body is destroyed. No doubt. But that is needed. That is the need of the situation for the betterment of the community, for the betterment of the world. If Duryodhana is not killed now, he is going to create havoc in future. Again, Pandavas will be sent home, sent to the forest, or they will be killed. Then only adharma will progress in the world, which is not good. So Krishna's avatara is for dharma samstapana. Krishna was the best politician, actually, we can say. One is Krishna is Bhagwan. In the Adi Bhautika Rupa, 5,000 years ago, there was a Bhagwan taking avatar in human form. Krishna was the best politician. It's not easy. Politician, they do all the manipulations. It's very, you need to have really, this intelligence to do manipulations in the politics.
Yeah.
He was a kingmaker. He decides who will be the king. The kingmaker will decide. Kingmaker will not be like, I will become the king. Bhagwan could have told Arjuna, go and fight and make me the king. Arjuna would have accepted. But he didn't say, I will become the king. You become the king. You are the right person to become the king. But for you to become the king, you should win the war. If you should win the war, the enemies should die. For the enemies should die, you should not worry about whether they are relatives or they are not, they're someone else. Even if you are killing your relatives, you are not killing them, Arjuna. This is what is Atma Gnana. So he's teaching him Atma Gnana. He's doing a deep surgery. He's not just summarizing it with a few facts that happened just a few years, 13 years, you went to forest and Joso go and kill them. He did not tell like that. He's talking Atma Gnana. He's going in detail, in depth. He's removing the ignorance of Arjuna, which has been collected for many, 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 many centuries. So Krishna's avatara, not only Krishna, any avatara. So when we say avatara, people immediately come to, that is what we have been programmed, right? Dashavatara, we say. So people only think about some 10 avatars happening. No, no, no. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of avatars that has happened. Many, 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 many avatars. It's countless. Okay. Yes, 10 of them are depicted, have become famous these days, something like that. But there are many, many avatars that has happened. Even while Krishna's avatara was present, there was another avatara which was called Vyasa Maharishi's avatar. Even that was Bhagwan only. Even that was an avatara only. So Vyasa Maharishi's avatara was to Gnana, to spread knowledge. Whereas Krishna's avatara was to Dharma Samstapana. There was no adharma happening. He wanted to uproot the adharma from the world. He wanted to bring dharma in the world. So that is why there is a shloka that goes on along with this, where he says, Yada yada hi dharma, 4.7, fourth chapter, 7th shloka, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham. So whenever there is decline in dharma happens in the world, then and there is a rise of adharma in the world, then I come down to keep dharma alive, to keep up the dharma. That is why my birth has happened. That is why this is all happening. So my duty is to keep up dharma. So for that, you need to go and kill them. Does this explain your question, Lokesh ji?
Yes, yes. Perfect.
Huh. Do you have any other doubts or anyone else?
Another scenario,
Tell me.
you told about a soldier he'll join the army,
Hmm.
but the war is not happening.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
similarly for teachers,
Uh,
there's no students.
uh,
Similarly,
uh,
the other way around also.
hmm.
So a person needn't have to be a soldier, but still will face warlike situations.
uh,
Okay.
hmm.
So still the purpose of whatever their life is, it still happens. Correct.
So what will
So
happen first? I'll tell you. I got the point. So what will happen is, say somebody is suffering. Say now in all this where the war is happening in the Middle East, Palestine and all that. Person is suffering. The person is not a soldier. Why is that person suffering? Right? The person's karmic, unfortunately, we shouldn't be talking about others, but the person's karmic account has been such that the person will have to suffer. For the person to suffer, the person cannot be put in a palace to suffer, or somewhere put in Canada or Greenland or somewhere else where there is no war, not a peaceful place. That cannot happen. So the person will be put in a war zone only, because the person has to suffer, has to go through suffering because of the karmic account the person has gone through. The person would have posted a letter. I am doing all this wrong now. I will face that later. When later? They will wait until the war happens and the person will be born. So they will have to go through the suffering, unfortunately. Yes, it is unfortunate to even say that. I'm nowhere near that kind of things, thankfully, with God's grace, but unfortunate, yes.
yeah, I know. I mean, you can if you take the example of war, it seems unfortunate, but it can be for other things also. Like as a teacher, a person needn't have to be in a college or a school as a teacher, but still, in other means they will be actually teaching. For example, you are actually teaching the Bhagavad Gita. So you are actually performing. So it can happen the other ways also. The account gets settled in that ways also. So yeah,
What other way you're talking about? Sorry.
no, I mean what I'm saying is, for example, taking an example of teacher, for example.
Yeah. In
A
this
person
context,
needn't have
I am teaching. Say if there was five of you are here. If five of you didn't join, then I will have to sit here doing nothing. Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, um, they needn't have to be born as the specific to that profession. It will still happen in other means also.
Oh yeah. Yes. They need not have been born to yes. Like okay. So I got your question now. Say I did not do my Bachelor of Education to teach. I did not go into any teaching course or anything like that. But this is happening through me because I was destined to teach something like that, right? See, where is all this education and training and this kind of things coming from? This is also um, a set of rules set up by present government, right? Say 200, 300 years ago, where was all this? It was not present. There were teachers. There were actually better teachers.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right. Other way around also, it happens. Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So another final question: is there a link between karmic? What is that? Karmic is when you say karmic thing, it is something. Is there a link between you also say karmikaru?
Sorry.
Karmikaru. There is a word called karmikaru in Kannada.
Is company workers.
Company work. Karmikaru and karmic. Is there a connection between the two words?
Karmikaru is the workers you are talking about, right?
Yeah, karmikaru and karmic. Karmic, is it an English word or?
Oh, it's a borrowed English word.
Okay.
Like in Today's English
Karma.
dictionary, we also find the word
Karma,
guru.
karma.
Right? Huh?
Karma. So, okay.
Karma. Oh, sorry.
Karma.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Say, I work in
Okay.
a company. I'm also a karmic, right? I mean, I also belong to that working category, right? Something like that. That is different. That's a
Different.
worker.
Total.
So, huh. Karmic account, it's a borrowed, it's a, how do I say? Uh,
Yeah, got it.
huh.
Yeah, it's a different.
If we write Kannadigaru in English, there is no word in Kannadigaru in English, but we just write it, right? Something like that. All okay now?
All okay.
Okay. Anyone else? Any doubts? If not, if you are all okay, then we can go for meditation. If not, we can continue with the session.
Just send me that mantra, no? That the mantra that you just, or the shloka, which Krishna said about dharma.
Huh.
Yeah, just please share later.
Okay. So, yeah, let me know. Are you all okay? I don't know. If you tell okay, then we'll go.
Pallavi ji, I have one question. So,
Yes, Sita ji, come on video, please.
So I'll come next time.
Only one question. It's okay if you are in your night suit.
So, like you gave the example with regards to soldier killing someone. But let's take some day-to-day like life. So in that, so if we want to teach a child, so is some people scold, some people hit. So there are different ways, right? People teach discipline the child. So there is it right to so is there a way like we have to follow, or is it right to hit a child so because he or she doesn't listen? Because soldier, yes, I understand it is straightforward. Like there, you have to do your duty. But how is it when it comes to normal people?
So with the children, you should try to distract the children from nowadays what I generally see. Let me come to the point directly instead of beating around the bush. What I see, my son, or I see children around, they are all more into the devices, devices is what I see. Or if they don't listen, if they are not into devices, if you are so very capable parent that you are distracted them away from the devices, there are still times when they don't listen to you. You will have to make it such that you teach them in a right way. Of course, not beating is not recommended.
Yeah, correct. Because nowadays, like you see, a lot of people saying follow the gentle parenting. But when we were child kids, that was not right. So, that never happened.
No.
So even in school or parents. So that was not happening. But now, so we see like, but sometimes like mothers can lose the patience, but if they have like 2 3 kids or like a small baby and the older one, so there will be some limit to patience, right? So they might lose the patience. So what they have to do, like how they can control, or so at that time in case if she hits, is that what she has to do so to correct?
Okay, so it so happens that the situation goes out of control. There is a war zone in the home. So what do I do? So you try your level best possible, or anyone whom you're talking about. Try your level best possible so that the hitting is definitely not encouraged. Because whatever we see, that is again a programming that I'll be giving my child. I hit, and he will learn to hit his child as well, right? So we don't want that to happen. It might take a little while until we all settle down with this kind of thing. Yes, it will take a little while, but we should make sure that hitting is definitely not encouraged.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not my question, but I see a lot of posts. So from lot of ladies, right?
No, I
Many
understood.
groups. So that's why I would like when so Krishna was saying, like, if you want to teach somebody lesson or if something should not happen, then you can punish. So that's why I was asking, like, what is the right way if it is child or
Okay. If it was for someone else, say Sri Krishna himself followed that. Say what's that called? Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda. So there are four principles which people have followed in the past and are also following. Many people who are traditional, they follow this method. Say somebody bumped into your car. Okay, they hit your car from behind. Let's say that. We should follow this four steps. You go and explain it to them that, okay, see, this has happened. Now, how do we solve it? You basically talk. You finish the disturbance that has happened just by talking to them. Okay, at an equal level. Sama. Next, Dana. You say that, now you have hit my car. Why don't you, say in olden days when uh, people had to agree friendship between two neighboring countries or kingdoms, they say, I give you this, you give me this, and we'll become okay, we'll become friends, something like that. Dana. Okay. Veda. Now the person is not listening to you at all at any cost. Now you um, try to politely threaten the person in a different way. Like in the case of child only, you can say, I will, if you did not listen to me, if you did not listen to follow the rules of the house, or if you did not, if you waste the food or if you waste the resources, then all your screen time will be taken off from you for today or tomorrow. Bheda. Then the final comes the danda, where the punishment is given. So it goes through stepwise. The people have followed. Even Krishna followed that with Duryodhana. He went and explained to Duryodhana. He went and sat in his asthana. He told Duryodhana, let's not go with the war. I'm able to see the future. Okay, Krishna was a Trikalagnani. He could see the future. Duryodhana, I'm able to see that you will be dead. I can see you are dead tomorrow. I don't want you to be dead. Okay, so he wants to exchange talks. He wants to stop the war just by using the talks. Sama, he did that. Duryodhana and his Shakuni and all these people, they did not listen to Krishna's talks. So he next did Dana, which is the exchange of properties. He says, okay, you don't give Hastinapur, not a problem. Pandavas are okay with 5 villages. Give them 5 villages, one for each brother. They are okay with that. Duryodhana did not accept. He says, don't worry about 5 villages. They are okay with 1 village, 5 houses. 1 village with 5 houses. Give them that. They are okay with it. We'll stop the war. Duryodhana did not accept. Finally, Krishna steps down. Give them 1 house with 5 rooms. Enough. They are okay with that also. Even that Duryodhana did not accept. So Krishna tried Sama, Dana, Veda. So now Krishna tried to trigger it from different kind of things. Even the Veda did not work. Now Danda. There is no option. This person is not budging for anything. I tried to stop the war in so many possible ways. It's not budging. He's not budging. He's now adharma is spreading all around. He's just going on. Adharma will spread. If Duryodhana becomes the king, if he continues to be the king, whatever he has, that is what his children will follow. Now, what will they do for the society? Again, greater disharmony in the society. So, danda. What is the danda? Go and kill them. That's it. So, Krishna followed that process. Okay, Neetaji?
Yeah.
Ma'am, I would like to add one point here
Yes, Lokesh.
for Neetaji's question regarding, that children example.
Yes. Please give any suggestions.
No, not suggestion. I don't know if I'm right or wrong,
Okay.
but just one point. So basically, Yeah, every child or every family situations are different. There is no one method, or you'll have to. So we've also learned about other concepts of karma yoga. So
Hmm.
which is, and so in that case, raising a child also becomes one kind of duty, which we will
100%.
have to, which we will have to execute it in a as how it should be executed. So we'll have to put in a lot of research and dedication. In it's also one of the things that we have to do perfectly. So when we practice karma yoga in that also, so then it becomes one kind of communication between the two people, the child and the parent. And probably we'll have to make room for or make adjustments with the other people in the house, or maybe with our partners, and make schedules accordingly, and make sure the so I know it's easily said, but to
Yeah.
do it is a very difficult thing, but we can do our best, as you said. So when we practice that thing, and when we have certain timetables, even I've tried executing this, having a timetable with the kid and saying, okay, no, this is your timetable, this is your school timetable, so just follow the same thing in the house also, like something like that. So we'll have to see what works, and probably as and when we keep doing certain things, putting our efforts and see what works, then you'll find a better solution, I think.
Bhagavad Gita perspective, Neetaji. Karma yoga. There is.
Yeah, good analogy. So as
Huh.
I said, it is not for my own question. So it is
No,
like
no.
I see a lot of this.
Yes,
So
yes.
some parents, after some others, like once they're scolded, they feel very bad. I mean,
Yeah.
they post like, today I had I lost my patience and hit, but now I'm feeling very bad. So like
Yeah.
that's it's thinking like, is it right to, yeah, so is that I get that there is no one way. That's why like some people use gentle parenting, some scold, some hit. So but it is all to discipline a child. So is
Yeah.
that, yeah, that's why I was like, as Pallaviji was explaining, so if you have to teach somebody, you have to try different method. But in when it comes to especially child or some police and soldiers, they all have to do danda, I think. So, but for
That's the
child and
final step.
parent, final step, yeah. But for parent and child, is that danda acceptable even if it is a final step or not?
Uh, no, no.
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 Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there is
Start
definitely a
seeing.
no there. Actually,
No.
uh, it shouldn't go to the final step. You know, the way it is all done. That's what I believe. Like the way
Yeah.
it will eventually lead into that danda step. So let's try to avoid it and
No,
do that
we are in a rush to go to the last step.
Rush to, yeah. Yeah.
We should put the last step several kilometers far away, so that we keep exercising this first three steps itself in so many different ways. We should start becoming creative to execute the other
Correct.
methods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and by doing karma yoga, when Lokesh ji said, very well said, Lokesh ji.
Yeah.
I'm happy that at least some karma yoga is shown up here. But when he said karma yoga, think about the other person as there is a Bhagwan inside the other person, uh, and serve the Bhagwan in the right way. I think it's less
Yeah.
than a minute. Only for the meditation, let's come back and do the meditation and
Mhm.
finish the class. Please come back, all of you.
Okay.
Thank you.
रात काल में दिन चराए माखन चोरी करके जो खाए कृष्णा कृष्णा वो है कृष्णा कृष्णा वृंदावन में